Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again, introducing you to my Metal Gear Solid 2 European Extreme Difficulty video walkthrough. This is the section just after Vamp, and this bit's really easy, so once again we're back on an easy section. All we're going to be doing is doing some more swimming, picking up Emma Emmerich, and doing a little bit more swimming with her. So, I do believe that this is the environment where you can get the body armor in it. Oh, by the way, when you see me swimming into the stairs like this, believe me when I say this, I am holding down or up on the analog to make Raiden go up into the water, but for some reason the detection on the swimming when you get near the stairs, it goes to shit for me. And I don't know if anybody else has had the same issue, but it's a real fucking nuisance. It bugs the death out of me. So what I'm doing here is, I think I forgot the body armor. I just realised it's round this corner, and lo and behold, there is the body armor that I keep mentioning. That is the best item on the game when you're on the harder difficulties. It is a lifesaver, and you will definitely need it for later on, so pick it up. It is awesome. But the rest of this video is pretty simple, so I'm going to talk about some miscellaneous Metal Gear things. The first one is, the last video that I showed you was against Vamp, and it was showing you some bad examples of the long loop and a semi-decent example of the awesome loop, which is really good against him. And if you're considering using it when you play as Snake on some of the VR missions / Snake Tales where you have to fight Vamp as Pliskin, it doesn't work. And I think it could work, but you'd have to make it work. And what I mean by this is, for some reason, Pliskin doesn't have the upper body strength of Raiden, and his grip meter fades really quickly compared to the other guy. So you could try actually increasing his grip gauge to level 3, and then you'd probably be able to do it, but I don't know if you'd get an opportunity to do that, because you'd have to do it the long way by doing the pull-ups, and that's you know, that is a lot of fucking pull-ups. That's 300 pull-ups or something. No, it's 200 pull-ups, sorry. And that'd take an hour, at least. But yeah, I found it weird that it didn't work for him, and I had to resort back to using the grenade launcher, and you know, as soon as he comes back on land, smacking him with the Nikita, which is an interesting tactic, but it does work. And I have actually seen a really cool video of somebody fighting Vamp on European Extreme, and they turn on the auto aim in the game, so they look like an aimbot. They look like a robot's playing, because when they go into first person view, the gun automatically goes to Vamp and they shoot him, and you just do not have the time to do that if you're a fucking human. You've got to turn that option on. It's really crazy. But something I should have said here as well, Emma's O2 goes down really quickly, and it's very short compared to yours, and you want to get her into the oxygen when you can. And right now, this is an example of the game not letting me swim upwards. I'm having a real problem getting into the air spot, and she loses about a fifth of her life then, because she was drowning, and you want to get her through this sequence with as much life as possible. I cannot stress how important it is, because the section that follows this is a sniper section, and it's my personally I find it the hardest part of the game. I find it the worst part of the game as well, because the sniper controls are too fucking loose for the precision that is needed. And it's something that I do believe that they fixed on Metal Gear Solid 3, because I never remember ever having a problem with the sniper rifles on that game compared to the way I do on this. It's just crazy. But I tranquilized Emma there because she has problems getting through the bugs. You can use the coolant to spray the bugs away so that she'll walk through manually of her own right, but it takes far too long, so I just smack the bitch, or trank her, or choke her, and then I drag her into the next area. But I mentioned in a video couple back that there was no enemies in this section until you came back through with Emma, so when you go back up now into the purification room, there's going to be dudes, and you only have to deal with the ones around the corner that lead out of the central core, but I come back and get the guy that's in the elevator, so just be aware of that. You don't have to do it if you're quick enough through the area, but I do it anyway. And I should be dragging Emma now, but I thought I could clear the way for her. Because what will happen is, if you have Emma with you and you hit those stairs, it'll trigger a cutscene showing you the lift coming up. But if Emma's in the lift, it does not trigger the cutscene. And you can use this to your advantage to clear out the rest of the guys on the area and then just drag her. But I didn't do it because I decided to just get her through the area. And once again, this is all preference, this is all how you want to play it, and this section is if you've done what it's taken to get here on these difficulties, you'll have no problem with this part at all. But I see the yellow cone, see the dude examining the body, I trank him. His buddy gets up because he's just been kicked, so I trank him too. It's a lovely trank train. Nice and simple, but just drag this bitch. And if you're wondering why she's walking funny, it's because she was injected with something to stop her from being able to escape, and it's just starting to wear off. And I don't know why he doesn't just throw her on his back, because, you know, he's a pretty big dude, he's got his skull suit on, he should be fine. But that's the cutscene I mentioned earlier, and I think I'll leave Emma down here and go and deal with that guard. Or maybe not, maybe I ignore him, we'll soon find out. But there's two dudes over here, there's that guy there and there's the buddy next to him. And the only guy left is when we go up to the doorway that leads out of this room, and there is one dude waiting for you there, and I think he catches me by surprise, but we will soon find out anyhow. And I've just been doing some of the VR missions that use this part of the map, and one of them is bomb disposal with sensor B and sensor A at the same time, and some bombs appear on your map, other bombs will only vibrate. But there's this mechanic that I don't remember being in the main game where the sensor B bombs, if you get close to them when you're moving, they blow up as if the proximity censored. And it is so frustrating. I can't even tell you how pissed off I was with that whole series of those VR missions. It was just so fucking dumb. But this section here, when you come outside, there's going to be a bunch of ciphers knocking about. There's one that's about to rise into my view here. And I know he's there, I'm just waiting for him to do so. There he is. Take him out. And if you've been spotting the map right now, you'll see there's a guy above me with some binoculars. And he will see you really quickly if you walk out onto the balcony. So what you need to do is you need to edge your way out as subtly as you can before you can get the shot off on him and bring him down. But I think he sees me. Or I don't trank him good enough. I'm not too sure. We'll soon find out. Like I say, it's been a while since I actually recorded these because I was busy with the Darkness Guide. But what type of human being cannot aim directly up? It's so fucking dumb. I don't understand why it's in games. It's like Lost Planet 1 was the worst for it. This is a game that you're taking on like skyscraper-sized fucking monsters, and the main character can only look up to where his jaw locks, and he's only approximately like 1/5 of his way into the horizon. It's ridiculous. The guy could only look like 45-degree angles upwards. It was stupid. So frustrating. But once you've tranked that dude, take her hand, drag her across this. It's all been conveniently fixed, which is nice and useful. And there is one guard that's going to have his back to you when we get to the main catwalk. So just be aware of him, trank him, and then move her downwards towards the bottom of the screen. Because if you go upwards, it'll lead to a locked door, and all you'll do is waste time. And on European Extreme and on Extreme, the tranquilizer darts do not last very long. And an interesting little mechanic that barely rears its head in the game is using the coolant to put out fires, but this is one of them. So once you've done that, you just keep pushing forward, and there's going to be a couple more dudes, and then we're going to go down the ladder to the sniping section, but that's going to be in a separate video, that one. And I was just playing through the plant again before I started recording these, because I'm going for the dog tags. And I was playing through on easy, and I went from the start of the plant all the way up to the timer that leads to the Fat Man fight, and I was on a codec and I was skipping it while pressing Y, and my Xbox crashed and I'd not saved. So you can imagine how fucking happy I was. So I had to do something else. I was going to punch it and probably destroy it because I'm having a lot of issues when it comes to my shitty Xboxes. And I thought I'd do something a little bit more, you know, worthwhile and do some commentaries. Because I've got some uni work to do and various other things, but I wanted to get this out of the way first because this needs to be done, and I've had it far too long for it not to be. So once you've tranked those two dudes, if you lead her down here, you'll have to open one more hatch, and then once you lead her into the room and you move towards the ground grate, it will cue a cutscene, and you're done with this section of the game. So, thanks for watching, people. I hope it's helping, and you take care now.